Thank you.
Now, yeah. I would like to forward the next two questions to Ms. Monique Epstein, founder of eSenior. She's also involved in a hackathon and special WSIS prize. The questions to you, Ms. Monique. Number one, your aim is the inclusion of seniors. How do you succeed to achieve this goal in COVID times? And question number two, what is the importance and impact for seniors of learning the use of ICTs? I pass the floor to you. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to talk to you about seniors, which is a specific target population in these days of COVID. And for the first question, my aim is the inclusion of seniors. In COVID times, one of the questions is how the seniors get to know me, I mean, to know my association. Because people are really understand that they need to go over to internet to get out of their confinement, to communicate, and for practical reasons also. But nowadays we don't have face-to-face workshops. It's not so easy. We don't have forums to make us known and so on. So people know us through other friends and so on, also through the town hall, which gives our address in general, and also because sometimes seniors came to see us a few years ago at a forum, and they wrote down our name, and then they said, okay, I'm going to learn internet, but later. And so now they remember that they somewhere on the paper, they put our name, so they come to us. So that's how they get to us. Secondly, what we do, how can we do we cannot do face-to-face learning, teaching anymore. So in fact, we went over to Zoom. We organize Zoom workshops, but before that, we need to teach people how to use Zoom. So that's quite good for most of the people, but for some people who really don't know anything, we needed to go and see the people face to face, at least 1 hour or somehow, to teach them how to install the computer or even how to have a computer. And so, okay, now then they can go over to Zoom courses, and then things are more or less okay. So that's what I would say a kind of e-learning. In our case, it's blended learning, because we need to show them on a computer, and then we go over to internet. So about the second question, what's the importance and the impact for seniors of learning the use of ICT? There's so much to say. Of course, nowadays, I would say, first of all, isolation in times of COVID and confinement is one major question. How to communicate with the family, with the grandchildren, and so on. So people need a computer, they need Zoom, they need Skype, and so on. But also practical questions. And one of the typical issues at the moment is in France, how you register to get a vaccination against COVID. To register, you need an email. You need to go on the internet. You need to know how to address a website called Doctolib to have registration. So that's a major issue. Then also things you cannot do so easily at the moment. Buying things you need to buy online. You need to make banking and things like that. So people understand slowly, I mean, seniors understand slowly that they really have no choice. And then, okay, our role is just to make it smooth. I mean, to show them that it's not so complicated, and that it's, and then most of the people accept and go over to learning computers. Yeah, that's more or less what I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Monique. I just have I'm just a bit curious about, I mean, do you provide platform for the younger generation, or we call them juniors, and the seniors to interact? This can help and improve the learning and the use of ICT. Is there any platform provide for them, these two generations to come together?
Uh, we don't have, I mean, we don't have a platform really to teach. Even if in some project we once had something interesting, which was distant platform where you have a young guy who wants to learn a new profession, and elderly retired man who wants to teach this young guy online and distant. And this worked very well. So the elderly guy gave his experience to the younger one. The other way around, from the young one to the elderly, it's not so easy, because young people are not always as patient as it would be needed to teach seniors. But that's another story. But what we do try to do is nowadays specifically make games online, games which grandparents and grandchildren can play together on Zoom, on Skype. This is a new fashion. I mean, to try and make all kind of games online.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You have raised an important point. I like the point when you say the young ones are not patient enough to handle the senior person. So we see this all the time. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.